Last week, Blaze Media national correspondent Julio Rosas predicted that there would be riots outside the DNC this week, and he was right. Julio joins us now by phone. So, Julio, can you set the scene for us? Is there any joy in the air in Chicago right now?
Well, among the protesters, there is joy, but not the kind of joy that Democrats have been talking about. So about 10 minutes ago, the March on the DNC had gathered at a park right outside the security fencing by the United Center, which is where the main event for the DNC is taking place. And about 10 minutes ago, I didn't think it was going to be possible, but protesters managed to breach the fencing in several places. And now they are kind of in a standoff situation with Chicago police, and I also saw U.S. Capitol Police with a second fence that is between them. And the protesters have tried to tear that down. Police brought out pepper spray canisters. They haven't used it yet, but right now we're in kind of a tense standoff situation. And I don't know if you can hear that, but some more in the crowd are trying to take down more of the fencing alongside the security perimeter.
Julio, what led to this breakdown in security? And if this is only the first day, what can we expect moving forward?
Well, part of the reason why that they were able to do this is because clearly the police have been given a hands-off approach. So unlike 1968, where the Mayor Daley ordered the police to just clear out the people in the streets, the Brandon Johnson administration under Superintendent Snelling is giving them a wide berth in certain places. They were following them along the march with bike officers and officers on foot. But then once they kind of got to this park, the police went to the sides. They went to the sides of the park. And so the protesters had easy access to the security fencing. And like I said, I didn't think it would be possible. And truth be told, they probably thought it was going to be possible for them to take it down almost. To my knowledge, they didn't use any tools. They didn't use any kind of hardware. They just kind of were shaking it until they finally were able to get one panel down. And as soon as one panel was down, they had easier time lifting up the other since they were able to get it from both sides.
Julio, what are the primary demands or issues that are being raised by these protesters?
Well, the main one has just been kind of the main one for the far left since October 7th, which is calling for a ceasefire in Gaza at a minimum, but also an arms embargo on Israel. There kind of is other issues that are local when it comes to healthcare, when it comes to jobs, and no border walls in general for the country. But the main thing that's invigorating people to come out and do this at the DNC is the issue of the war in Gaza.
Julio, now that you're there, what is the spirit like? What is the vibe like from both the protesters in these first few days and everyone else? I mean, are people scared? Do people not care that they're there? And are they emboldened, or are they just determined? I mean, what do you feel on the scene?
Well, I can tell you that the protesters are very emboldened now because they kind of set it up like, so there's that first security fencing, there's a road, and then there's that second security fencing. So right now we're in the road between the two fences. And right now they're just kind of staying around. They're obviously very happy that they have been able to kind of get a little bit closer to the United Center. So people are just kind of milling about. It's, like I said, it's kind of a standoff situation right now.
Have you heard any numbers, just how large the protester group is right now? Have you heard that yet?
It's in the couple of thousands. The people that are in the road between the two fences, it's about 50. But there are more people in the park that is right next to it, and people kind of walking back and forth freely between the road and the park, between the first set of fencing.
And how has it been then, as Matthew was kind of asking, between the protesters and those that are there for the convention? Is everything going okay, at least for the people trying to get into the convention itself?
Yeah, I think so, just because it's not large enough. The crowd isn't large enough to block multiple entrances and roads that lead into the United Center. So the park that we're at, it's not really being used for entry by the delegates, attendees, and the rest of the media. So right now, I think that's a reason why police right now haven't moved in to clear people out, is just because I think they figured if they can keep people in this one spot and not do any further damage, then maybe they'll go home. and leave. But the night's still young. I mean, it's not even nighttime yet, and things are kind of ramping back up again.
Julio, thanks so much for taking some time out in your Super Bowl to talk to us. In 30 seconds, what do you look forward to this week, given what you've seen so far?
Kind of more of the same. I mean, unlike the RNC, like I said last week, there's protests scheduled every single day until Thursday, and so I kind of figured, they would want to make a good, big first impression for the first day to let the DNC and the Democrats know that they're here and they mean business. So I can only imagine that, again, if Chicago police continue this hands-off approach, it's only going to invigorate them more.